The last letter of the word Boruch is the Chof. Chof came to prominence in the Torah in Parshas Chayas Sarah. Sarah Imenu had just died, and Avraham had come to purchase the Maras Machpelah, to bury and to mourn her, the Torah says. Sarah died in Kiryat Arba, which is Hebron, in the land of Canaan, and Avraham came to eulogize Sarah and to cry, Livkosa, over her. Everything is normal about this verse, except that in the Sefer Torah, the letter Chof of the word Livkosa is smaller than the rest of the letters, indicating a deeper meaning. It comes to hint that though Avraham cried over the loss of his beloved wife, he did not cry excessively. That would have been a chilul Hashem, a profanation of the name of God, because it might have seemed as if Avraham did not accept the justice in what God had done. But why the letter Chof? This helps to answer that question. Rav Kahana said, Rav Nachman bar Manyumi elucidated in the name of Rabbi Tanchum. A Hanukkah menorah placed higher than 20 amas is unfit. Why? Because the eye doesn't see clearly from 20 or Chof amas above 40 feet away. The lights of the menorah must be seen for Pesumi Nisa, to publicize the miracle. If it is only a physical thing, then it can be physically remedied without lowering the menorah. For instance, a person can use a larger menorah visible from a greater distance, as some do anyhow. If it is a spiritual thing, then the remedy has to be spiritual as well, and keeping the menorah within 20 amas is more instructive than physically necessary. In fact, the Chof alludes to the basis of the Nes Chanukah, which, tied to the Chof of the Kosa, is summed up by the following verse, and really its corollary. It says in Tehillim, "This is from God, that which is wondrous in our eyes." Hashkafa 101 is that everything is from God, not just the wondrous things, and if anyone knew that, it was David HaMelech. Then what important idea was he trying to convey to us, and why not state it outright? He was telling us that when we stop seeing everything as being from God, or are even just slow to realize it, then we have stopped seeing the wonder in life. We have become overly accustomed to the miracle of life and all that it entails, and taken too much for granted. In short, we have allowed the world to become ungodly in our minds. It is a natural part of life that certain things should be very exciting at first. It is a natural part of being human that they should become less so with each passing day. If we can do that with God, we can certainly do it with things He created. That makes our avoda, to work on keeping special things special by never losing sight of their good and always seeing them as the gifts they are. It's not that their specialness wanes, it's that our vision of it does, thanks to our Yetzer Hara. This is why, when we take the time and make the effort to reestablish the wonder of what was once wondrous, it usually works. This is the message of the Chof, to maintain an appreciation of the good in life and to regain that appreciation if it happens to drop off over time. This is the deeper meaning of the following from the Gemara, which just happens to be on Daf Chof. Rav Papa said to Abaya, "What is different about the earlier generations for whom miracles occurred, and what is different about us for whom miracles do not occur? If it is because of Torah learning, in the years of Rav Yehuda, all of their learning was confined to the order of Nezikin, while we learn all 6 orders of Mishnayos. Yet, regarding miracles, after declaring a fast to pray for a drought to end, when Rav Yehuda would remove one of his shoes, the rain would immediately fall, whereas we torment ourselves and cry out, and no one notices us." Abaya answered Rav Papa, "The previous generations were self-sacrificing to sanctify the name of God, and we are not self-sacrificing to sanctify God's name. The key to miracles: don't just be self-sacrificing, but be self-sacrificing for the sake of sanctifying the name of God. And the starting point for that is what the Rambam says here. What is the way to love and fear God? When one contemplates his actions and his wonders and great creations, and sees in them his wisdom, that it has no limit and no end, immediately he will love and praise him and desire tremendously to know his great name. This brings us full circle to what David HaMelech taught and why through a corollary. As the Rambam explains, true love and fear of God are not surface things, but levels that are achieved by increasing personal spiritual sensitivity. Then life becomes more wondrous because the reality of God becomes more apparent. The miracles follow from that.